Hey, so I'm at the garage to do a little bit more work on the van, and I'm just going to tell you how I plan it. I don't think it's everybody's cup of tea, it's definitely not what I see on Instagram, but hopefully it'll be interesting, or if not, just a little bit more fun. Let's start. So today's plan is to do some storage boxes underneath the van, do some electrics, and also fix a little problem. So a variety of different tasks. I think the boxes I'm going to build here perfectly represent how I plan the build. In the way that I see a gap and I'll just make the thing perfectly fit. I'm also going to make it come around here. So in this case, with my engineering prowess, I've made a box that fits. Keeping it lightweight and suitable for the job so that it is perfect for it. Approach this with everything else in the build, but this is just a box. But when it comes to something a little bit more complex, like the electrical system, this is when I do a lot more research and also spend the money on the parts just to make sure that they're going to work. This is because that's not my field and I don't really know what I'm doing there. Maybe different for you. Also, when I'm installing it, that's when I give it my full attention. Well, the electrics went well there. Other big things, like the bed, I like to plan it with sketches and in my head. In a small van, there's not much choice. Thinking about the part, be that the bed or the box, and running through scenarios about what you're going to use it for or what situation you might be in. People will have different solutions for this as well. Let's use the bed for the example here. We wanted a sofa to be able to chill in and wanted it to be able to go into a bed, obviously. But we needed that to be easy. We didn't want legs to drag through the floor, and we also wanted to be able to go from the back of the van to the front, and also be able to carry plywood or anything else that needs to be the length of the van. So that we came up with a solution for that just by running through those scenarios. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely negatives to the way I approach things. I buy some things that I don't need and a waste of money, and things don't turn out looking 100% professional, but I'm okay with that. Not everybody can look as Instagram as everybody out there, so I won't. Two last bits of advice that I have is make lists, and many of them. Keep them in one place. I have one notepad for everything, so that if I have that notepad with me, I'm always going to know what I can do. I do keep some notes on my phone as well. The other one is just to stay happy whilst you're doing the build. If something doesn't turn out perfect, at least you were happy whilst you were doing it. I didn't do this at the beginning and it made it really miserable. I was falling out with Holly all the time, and it was mainly my fault because Holly always has a smile on her face. Now looking at my list, I have one more thing to do today, and that is to fix another little bit on the water system. I hope the video was useful for you and you enjoyed it. I got a few of those jobs that weren't finished because I ran out of wood, but I'll show them in another one, so come along for the journey if you like this one. If you agree with anything I said, do let me know, because I'd like to know if I'm not just the only one that plans this way. Yeah, that'd be good to know, otherwise something's wrong. Alright, go away, go on, stop it, see you later, bye. Bye. So I planned to talk about not charging stuff anyway, and it ran out of charge, so that's just funny. That wasn't planned, but it just worked out. Guess it's lunchtime, but